Good evening, ABC families. My name is Tim Catlin, and I am the Supervisor of Child Welfare and Attendance for ABC Unified School District. In just a moment, I will be running the Schools of Choice Open Enrollment Lottery for the 2021-22 school year. The application window for Schools of Choice closed on March 31st, 2021, and we have been preparing for this moment for the past couple of weeks. All right, everyone. It's time to run the lottery. I should already be sharing my screen, and I will narrate as we go along. I do want to make a special note. Many of you may be concerned because you cannot see your dashboard. Please do not be alarmed. In order to run the lottery and not provide you with the results immediately, I have to shut down everything and shut everything down at the same time. At the time, though, when it's time to give you the results, the dashboard will come up immediately, and email and text will be sent at the same time. And that will be on April 30th at 10 a.m. All right, so at this time, let me direct your attention to the lottery dashboard, which is the district master copy, if you will. I'm sure it looks different than your dashboard. I'm going to do a click on lottery icon and then the lottery run. And then next I have to click on a few more settings. So what I'm going to do right at the moment is just go through it with you just to make sure everything is ready to go. So I'm going to kind of circle here with my pointer. The dates. So what we want is that the application window was from March 1st to 2021, which opened at midnight. And I can already see that the cutoff date is the 31st, but it also says midnight. Before we go on that, I'm going to change that to 2 p.m. because that's when we shut it down. There's also a couple other things that you want to see here. I'm going to be selecting all these schools, and those schools are the ones that are listed in the lottery. You might notice that Nemus Elementary is in there twice. However, the dual immersion program is not eligible for the lottery. It just happens to be in there because when we created this many years ago, it was one of the areas, and to take it out is, well, it doesn't make any difference, but I just wanted you to be aware of that, just in case you're one of the people looking for dual immersion. And then, of course, down here, we're going to get all grades, and we're going to run this thing at the same time. Two other things I need to do is just check on our settings page, which I'm going to go to for you right now. And I'm just going to check that the deliverables are due April 30th. That's when we're going to send everything out. You can see that date there. I just want to make sure that we're clear on this. Again, it should be March 1st, 2021 to the 31st at 2 p.m. You can see that this is straightened out. We have the schools divided by magnet schools and then all the others. So one says magnet schools, one says schools of choice. It's all the same thing, but we want to make sure that the dates are the same on each one. So I can see that they are, which makes me feel pretty good. Should have shut my phone off before I started this. All right, and now the other thing I want to do is look at, in the settings here again, the general markings. Now right here, this is where I have kind of shut off your visibility to the dashboard. Again, please don't be alarmed. When it's time to send out the results, I will click on these and they will go right out to you. And then there's one last little setting I need to set here and just make sure that we have the visibility. Just for confidentiality, I have to make sure that it's not visible to the public, the names of the students right now. So please understand that and forgive me for having to, hide everything from you in that way, but that's only because of privacy for all other students. You will get your results at 10 a.m. on April 30th. All right, so I want to make sure that I'm in the right setting mode here. So, okay, this is where we run the lottery. Again, we check these dates. I'm going to fix this right now because we shut this off at 2 p.m. on March 31st. And I'm going to go ahead and select all programs. All of the grades are checked at this point. And now what I need to do is put in the password, which is generally the most difficult part. But we'll see if I'm successful. And I'm not mouthing the password, am I? All right. At this point, everything looks good. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Run Lottery and select programs, and we'll know if we're successful if the buffer line shows up. And there you have it. So that's the beginning of this. Okay, so at this time, we're going to watch this buffer line for several minutes while the lottery is running. So at this time, I also want to say on behalf of our superintendent, Dr. Mary Sue, and the ABC Unified School District administrators, I would like to thank you for supporting our efforts to provide the best education to all ABCUSD students through our virtual academy and now hybrid model during the COVID pandemic. Trust me when I say this, I empathize with how difficult it is to maintain safety for your family, your employment, and helping your children on a daily basis with their studies. Please know we could not do this without you. So again, thank you. I would like to remind you of the final timelines. These lottery results will be announced again by email this Friday, April 30th, 2021 at 10 a.m. Now, I do want to make this note that sometimes it takes a little time to get out all 2,000 or so emails that need to go to all our families. So if it seems a little delayed and it's not right at 10 o'clock, that's only because it takes a little while, but it'll come pretty quick. So trust me on that. Then from that point on, the lottery is going to run live all the way until May 31st, until 2 p.m. At 2 p.m., then it will be shut off, and the lottery officially will be considered over on June 1st, which we will move into the next phase. The Schools of Choice Lottery open enrollment process for 2021 school year will be officially closed at that time, and you may apply again if you do not receive an acceptance the following year. The new Schools of Choice Lottery process will be for 2022-23 on Tuesday, March 1st, 2022, which is the beginning of the application window. Again, I'll be posting these things on the website, so if you didn't catch that, that was a lot of numbers, then hopefully you'll see it there. I do want to put out this disclaimer because as I go through this, I want to remind everyone that this is a lottery, and we have to do the lottery because of the fact that demand is higher than the amount of spaces that we have available. However, this year looks pretty good. It's still a lottery because of that fact. And so we realize that because of space limitations, every child is not able to enroll at his or her desired school. Please be assured that at whatever school your child attends offers a high-quality educational program with qualified, competent, and caring teachers and support personnel. We do look forward to a productive and exciting 2021-22 school year, and my hope is in person and full-time. So we can all hope for that together. All right, so as you can see, the buffer line is still moving along, and shortly this will pop up, and when it does, I'm going to go through a couple of examples of what we see. And I thought I timed my script perfectly. We're going to stay with this. However, folks, you can realize that this is live. This is happening in real time right now, and this is what we go through. The beauty of it is that it's been working this long, which means it's going to happen. Sometimes on occasion, for example, one year we had an error in not Wi-Fi, but just in the amount of the amount of bus that this had to run through, and it shut down on us. But it's still executed, but it wasn't completely visible. This year, it looks like it's working pretty well. Maybe our timing's good, where other people aren't using computers and using up all the space. It should be coming up here shortly. I would like to take this time to thank Mr. Scott Smith, who helps me out on these productions. So thank you, Mr. Smith, for your time this evening. If anybody's coming in at this time, just so you know, we're just waiting for the lottery results to pop up. What you're viewing right now is the district's dashboard. This is not like Powerball. It's probably not the most exciting thing you've ever seen, but you can use your imagination. All right. As you can see, our lottery results have popped up. And so what I'd like you to see here, this is what I receive with all of the schools. So you can see from the top here, we have, starting with Juarez, that even the results of each school and the placement is random in the selection. So let's say, for example, if I ran this again, which I'm not going to do, but if I was to run this again, this would be in a different order. There would be a different school at the top. I'd like to just quickly look at one of the schools, and if I'm quick on this, it's only because of privacy. So I did set the settings that would show just numbers, not names, but we'll see here really quick. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Cerritos High School. And it will pop up here in a minute. And basically you can see here we have results. All of those lines are students' names, and it works with an acceptance part of the list. And then here's when the waiting list begins. This is all based on what we call cutoff numbers. So in this particular grade, which would be 9th grade, Cerritos High School, they provided 80 openings, and the first 80 were selected. And then from that point on, you're put on a waiting list. Let me go back here real quick. We can look here at an elementary, if you would like. And this would be Bragg, and you can see it's broken down by the grade. Let me do the pointer here for you. And again, it's the same thing. They put in 25 assigned seats. It filled up 25 seats, and then there's a waiting list. Let me explain a little bit about the waiting list and the live lottery throughout the month. If any one person should say no that was put on that acceptance list, then what will happen automatically is that a student will be pulled off of that waiting list during the time period between April 30th and May 31st. So we really push the fact that, be patient. Sometimes things may change for you. If you've been put on the waiting list and you're pretty close, you may see what happens. The other thing is that I just showed you a few examples. Let me just quickly show you middle school, just let's go here to Haskell. We're going to view that. You can see again, it's broken down by the grade, and they They have 75 seats in there. They filled up their 75, and then they have a waiting list as well. Again, if any one of these people say no, then the person that's one on the waiting list will get bumped up into the next area. And again, that's what I mean by the lottery is running live throughout the time period when we have it on, because it's literally keeps on going until we tell it to stop, which again will be at 2 p.m. on May 31st. All right. Well, so at this time, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. The lottery is ready. The results, again, will go out at 10 a.m. on April 30th. Unless I accidentally didn't do a setting right, then you just got them and I'll be hearing about it. But we try to stick to our timelines. Generally, it's on May 1st when we send out our lottery, but it's on a Saturday this year, so we gave you a bonus day, put it back to Friday. So it's going to go out Friday, 10 a.m. And at that time, the lottery will run for the entire month. It will end on March 31st at 2 p.m. So again, thank you, everybody. And I wish you all good luck. And then remember, no matter what school choice you receive, ABC Unified is committed to providing a quality education at all school sites throughout the district. So at this time, I want to say thank you again for tuning in and goodbye for now.